Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I go to war with every single one of you every fucking game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go. 1 on 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights on the Mafia Sports Report channel. I'm your host, Tommy, and next to me is my main man, Mr. Mikey, also known as the Apex Man. Happy Friday to you, Mr. Mikey. We are here, Memorial Weekend. You got 3 days coming off, 3 days off. You are happy. I am happy. Bills football is kind of around the corner. So, yeah, man. So how you been? How's your week been?
Week's good.
Talk to me, brother.
Week's good. Enjoyed a little bit of news coming out. Seen Josh starting to make his rounds on, like NFL Network and a couple of those, talking about the team, getting excited.
Mm-hmm.
Watching a lot of analysts shit on us. I'm watching people saying we're gonna go 5 and 12.
Of course we are. Of course we are. Of course, because all of a sudden we're terrible. Yeah. Oh, that's it. It's garbage now.
Trey White's gone now. So even though he hasn't been here for 2 years.
Right.
Regardless, the core's still here. Like it makes me laugh.
But those same people will be preaching, like loving this team when we're on when we're like winning, you know what I mean? They'll come right back and be like, oh man, this new look offense is really clicking. So it's just, don't mind. Listen, we don't mind any of that. Let's see what the product looks like on the field. I'm confident in this roster. I'm confident in what Bean has built so far up until this point. There's no reason for me to say, okay, we are now, going year 8 under McBean era, that all of a sudden they're going to drop the ball and now like they don't know what they're doing, right? Like they don't know how to put a roster together, to a winning roster. So all that noise is just push that to the side. It means nothing to me. I do want to say something real quick though, Mikey. Sure. Chase Claypool, and I've been saying it, and I think I'm starting to really like this guy.
Right down in here in the ticker.
Yes, I do. I'm gonna. I've been saying it, but I'm definitely gonna say it now. He's making the roster, and
early on,
and yes, and it's a good thing. It's a great thing if he does, and I'll tell you why. It's a great thing for our rookie Keon Coleman, because if Chase Claypool makes a team, and he's like not just special teams, he makes a team as far as he's a contributor on offense. It is going to help Keon Coleman out big time. And I'll tell you why. Because now you got defenses. One, Chase Claypool has been there, done that. And defenses have to respect Chase Claypool no matter what. He's put up good stats in his NFL career early on. Like, so defenses can't just sleep on Chase Claypool. He has the speed. He has good hands. He has the height. He is a very good football player when he's not doing what he was doing in the past. And he seems like he's gotten over that hurdle, at least from what he's been talking about. Also, you also got Shakir coming in, where defenses now have to respect. So this team that's kind of that we're building around Keon Coleman, and Keon Coleman eventually it will be that one. I agree with you when you said that, but I think now if Claypool could do his thing and MVS as well, man, Keon Coleman could wind up having a sneaky good year because defenses are going to have to be honest with MVS, Chase Claypool,
Kincaid.
defensive coordinator, and defensive coordinators are going to have to go, okay, do we double up? Who do we double here? Like, who's getting the ball here? Because Claypool's, we know what he's about, but what is Keon Coleman about? They're going to probably press more on Claypool, MVS. Keon Coleman is going to benefit from those guys being out there. So I don't mind Keon Coleman not coming in at the number one, and defensive coordinators going, we got to really worry about Claypool, MVS. We know what these guys are capable of. Keon Coleman could have a sneaky good year because of that. And I just think Claypool, man, and by the way, too, Sean McDermott talked about him. Like, every interview I've seen so far of Claypool, he seems like he's humbled, man. Like, hey, man, I don't care. I just want to play football. If it's special teams, I'll do whatever I got to do to be on the field. And I think, man, McDermott's starting to love this dude. I really do. And that's awesome. It's awesome. Okay. It's awesome to hear, awesome to see. So I'm excited to see what he could do once training camp officially starts. Pads come on, preseason, all that. But I early on, my hot take is he will make the roster and he will be part of this offensive game plan.
Okay, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'll pump the brakes and say I like what I'm seeing out of him today. I'm not ready to put him as a lock. I think we went through and did kind of our quick little receivers of who our six are going to be. He's in my six, who I think is going to make it. Okay. I saw on Twitter earlier this week a clip of him playing with Big Ben, and you forget just how good he was with Big Ben. He fell off a cliff after Big Ben retired. That's when he was done. And then he played with Fields and partial season of Tua. Going back to Josh Allen, it's a big difference. Like, the offenses he played in after he left Pittsburgh didn't suit his style of play either. Right. I think what Joe Brady, and this is Joe Brady's big thing, is how is he going to use all these different type of receivers he has? Like Brandon Beanstalk to cover. None of them are these alpha number one guys. None of them. Yeah. But neither was John Brown or Cole Beasley when we signed them. And they turned out to be really good. And Cole Beasley ended up becoming a second-team All-Pro. So take it with a grain of salt. Like, Stefon Diggs was good, but Stefon Diggs wasn't Stefon Diggs until he showed up in Buffalo. Yeah.
Looking at, outside looking in at this roster, at the players we have right now, that wide receiver room. And, of course, way too early. We don't know yet. But just going by their past, I would say this is probably our most physical, fastest receiver group that we've had in the McBean era, in my opinion, because you got plenty of guys running 4.3 on this team now. You got we probably may have the biggest wide receiver group in the NFL. And there are a lot of physical players. I mean, a lot of these guys are physical. They're not just tall and like they don't want physicality. Like, these guys can block. These guys have speed. I'm excited to see what Joe Brady puts together with this offense. It's so interesting to me because we have so much height now and physicality and speed, and then you still got guys like Hamler, who's an interesting player, and Curtis Samuel is an interesting player. By the way, Claypool can also play running back at times. Like, he could do a lot of things. Like, it's just going to be really interesting to see what Joe Brady dials up because he has so much different variations now. And I don't think we've ever had that before in the McBean era. I don't remember it. Have we? Like this big of a mixture of weapons?
I think it's what they've always wanted to do, because you have to remember when we drafted Gabe, we also drafted Hodgins, and we wanted Gabe and Hodgins to be those two big guys, remember? And then we had that. So we've always, and before Gabe and Hodgins, we had Shorter and Benjamin. Or two big guys, remember? Or Streets. It was Streets who was the really tall guy.
He was terrible.
Streets? Yeah,
of course. So bad.
It was Streets and Benjamin who were the tall guys. So they've always wanted this type of team. They have Shakir, who's not small. He's still 6 foot. You know,
Yeah,
they have
exactly.
Samuel, or is there 2 guys that could do,
Mhm.
you know, and then they have a bunch of bigger guys. I also think if you go back and watch the years of like Marquise Colston and Michael Thomas, they were
Mhm.
the big receivers. Go back and watch that offense that the Saints had. That's the type of offense I think Joe Brady's bringing, because he brought part of that also to LSU when he had Chase and Jefferson and Marshall at
Mhm.
LSU. You know, it's very similar with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Joey B.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's the type of offense you're going to be running. You're going to see a lot of screens, 2 wide
Mhm.
receiver screens, running back screens. You're going to see a lot of, you know, underneath stuff, and then they're going to load up to hit that deep one.
Yep.
That's what
Want to
you're going
hit
to see this year.
some of these comments?
Yeah.
Let's hit
We'll
some of
start
these
with
comments.
Daniel Gari. He says Claypool's the low risk, you know, high reward lottery ticket. If he misses, not a big loss. If he hits, it's jackpot. And really, you saw the jackpot. You know, it's not just like, oh, he has raw talent. We've seen him produce in the league.
Right.
It's getting his mind right to bring that back out, and plus having the quarterback that and the offense that can push him, you know, push him back up to that level.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Roy comes in and says Claypool's like a $2 scratch off. Love that. You know, Scott's not wrong here. Bill's going 17-0. I haven't seen anything to prove him wrong yet. You know,
Mhm.
we got Allen to Coleman equals 17-0.
Yeah.
Can't hate on that one. You know, yeah, I think he knows. I think he's talked about it. You know, he realizes this is the last chance for him to really to crack the NFL roster and be what he thought he was going to be. You know?
Yeah. Let me pop this on real quick. Little Claypool. We're gonna be doing this here and there, Mikey. A little these
Clips.
interviews here, little clips in there. Yeah, it'll be fun because not everybody has Twitter or sees these.
Learn from all the mistakes. You know, I feel like anytime you make a mistake or anytime you have mishaps, you have to learn from them. And if you learn from it, you grow from it. So I think that's what I've done. And you know, there's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days, but I think it's important to learn from the bad days and build on the good days, and eventually, you know, be in a spot that you want to be at. How good?
So there's more too. This one here is good too.
This is one of the most family-oriented buildings I've been in.
Talking about
and you know, it's easy for coaches
Buffalo.
to talk about that, but to be about it is a completely different thing. You know, twice a week, 2 out of the 4 days that we're here, we have a teammate come up and tell us about his story and where he came from, and it allows you to connect with your teammates on a deeper level, and allows you to become more comfortable more quickly in this organization. And I think that's awesome because ever since I got here, I felt like family. So it's awesome. This is one of the most
So yeah, so I mean, he's embracing Buffalo mighty quick. I think the culture man, I'm telling you, every interview that he's done so far, I mean, it really does sound like he's humbled himself. Like it just sounds like he's ready to get back to playing football, and put the past behind him, and just become. And he's like, man, even playing special teams, I don't care. Like he's like, I just love it. Like I just want to be out there, prove myself again. And I think McDermott loves that too, and I think he will. I think he is going to put his all out there, and that's why I guess I'm getting my hot take in that I just believe that really the one thing that was holding him back wasn't his play. It was more of his immaturity, I guess you could call it. And if he put that behind him, why wouldn't he make? Why? I just want to understand why or how he couldn't make this team with what he had. Like he's talented, Mikey.
It's all mental for him. It's all mental for him.
Yeah. So I just can't see the Bills like letting him walk out the door if he's giving it his all, and he's the Claypool of old, but minus the the immaturity part of him. That he was doing in Pittsburgh early on in his career. I just can't see how you could let a guy like that walk out, especially if he's showing out in camp. You know what I mean? And it's such a cheap deal. It's not like an expensive contract. You know what I mean? So it's just like I just feel like that's a steal of a deal if the guy winds up working out, and then you got to decide what you want to do with him moving forward, because
there's a lot of them. Because Mac Hollins is on a 1-year deal. MVS is on a 1-year deal. You know, So all those big guys are on 1-year deals to see which one hits. Cole comes in and says, "Someone compared our wide receiver class to the monsters of Space Jam." I love that. I love that one. Because that's what they can be. Where was it? There was another one here I really liked. Oh, Daniel come in right here and says the big wide receivers can block for the run game. That's also a big piece. Do you know how many times a run could have gone longer, but the receivers didn't hold the block and they got tackled by the corner or, like that's another piece of this that's going to be nice as well. I'm excited. I mean, I don't see why he can't if he gets his mind right. Like he's not going to find a better situation. They also talk about, accountability in the room. And it sounds like Mac Hollins is our guy who's holding everybody accountable from what Josh said.
Right.
He's kind of the leader. Like he's not going to be one of those elite wide receivers, but he's more of a team locker room leader. Everywhere he goes, he ends up being a team leader, even though he doesn't stay there long.
Right.
He's just like, I like what we're doing. Now it's up to Brady to figure out how to use all the and gel all these different pieces that he has.
Right. Brady has to put it all together and make it work. And I think he will. I don't see why Brady would. He made it work last year, and it wasn't really his playbook, and he still got guys involved that weren't involved early in the season. So that's to credit Joe Brady, and you could see, last year what his vision was for this offense. But he had to just kind of grind through the year under an offense that really a playbook, let's say, that wasn't really his, but you still saw the tweaks in it where he was getting guys the ball. So full off season, he knows his personnel now, right? He knows the guys that came in, right? I don't see why he would struggle doing that this year as a coordinator.
Yeah. I mean, I like the fact that also Brady seems to have Josh's ear. Towards the end of the year, Josh stopped playing YOLO ball and started like running the offense, being the point guard, throwing the underneath stuff.
Yeah.
And saw us take off with that. Now if we could have hit on a few of those deep balls, the offense would have been super explosive. We didn't hit on some of them. Some of them were Josh's fault, overthrowing guys.
Yeah. Or underthrown.
Yep. Or some of them were guys dropped them.
Yep. We know that.
It just didn't work. But yeah, I'm excited about it. Scott comes in with the super chat. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, buddy.
Tommy, I'm with you on Claypool making team 7 wide receivers this year. I don't think we go with 7. I think we only go 6, and I think Claypool's one of the 6. If we go 7, I think that's where you might see Hamler as another smaller guy.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Because I do think Coleman, MVS, Samuel, Shakir, Hollins, and Claypool are the 6. You know what I mean?
I just think this offense is going to surprise a lot of people. I just really feel like people are counting us out. All these, listen, it's not even just, it's other fan bases. They just think like, I just can't wait because I just feel like we're going to present something that's totally different than what they saw years past. Like I said in the beginning, we're going to be a way more physical team with way bigger receivers that DBs are going to have a tough. I'm telling you, Mikey, tough time guarding.
If they not only guarding, but in the run game, trying to get around them.
In the run game, and getting out of the blocks. Yeah.
If the receivers are going to be, and Josh talked about the physicality on the outside, needing guys to be physical at receiver.
Yeah.
That's what they want. He talked about on the NFL Network. And if Hollins and Coleman and if you can get Claypool into that mindset of getting dirty and physical, it's gonna be awesome for us because then you still have Kincaid and you still have Knox and the extra line. So I'm excited about what this team can do.
Absolutely.
If Brady can figure out how to mold these pieces together, it's exciting.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we didn't run it back for the first time in a long time on either side of the ball. A lot of new faces. It reminds me of 2020 all over again. Remember when they brought in all the new faces and it was like,
and it worked then. Yeah, And not only that. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was saying not only that. As long as you got Josh Allen, if you got Josh Allen at quarterback, you're going to be in good shape no matter what. Like, I mean, if you go, say what you want about Patrick Mahomes, he's probably the best quarterback in the NFL right now. But if you're a top 5 quarterback, right, no matter what, top 5, I would say, safe to say, it don't matter, man. Those quarterbacks can make for the most part, can make an offense work, can make the receivers look better, their tight ends look better. They can get the ball to those guys. Like Tom Brady did it for years. Peyton Manning did it for years. Patrick Mahomes has done it throughout his career. Those guys, sometimes they go and leave, and they're not what they were. They're a shell of themselves. They go back. You've seen that. Tom Brady's, some of the receivers went elsewhere, garbage, right? Mm-hmm. Same with the Chiefs. Like look at the one guy, went left, went back to Kansas City. That's what they do. And I feel like Josh Allen's going to also make some of these guys look even better too. Or like you said, like Chase Claypool, he really hasn't had that since Ben Roethlisberger, right? A good, solid quarterback to work with. So, yeah, as long as we got Josh, man, I just feel like our offense is going to be pretty damn good regardless.
It's going to be fine. Right. I mean, everyone thought Patrick Mahomes was going to take a step back when he lost
Tyreek
Hill. And what it did is he started spreading the ball more.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have his alpha receiver to just always target.
Right.
As Robert comes in and says, did it seem the Bills seem calmer and having more fun? I will tell you, 89 of the 91 players showed up for OTAs.
Love it, by the way.
Voluntary OTAs. And the 2 that didn't called in, and McDermott excused them and understood why they weren't here. It was for personal matters that they were dealing with. So it wasn't just someone not showing up. Like, they're all here having fun. Josh is doing extra work after practice with his receivers. They're doing things at his house.
Yep. By the way, they all got their, Josh Allen likes to go, he has like his handshake he does with his different, it seems like that's already down because every video I've seen with different receivers, he does a different one with each guy. So clearly they've been working on that part of the so that's good. But you're right, man. Pretty much everyone showing up to OTAs. It just seems like also like just the way they're talking, it just seems like that, that fire, that fun is back too. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, like we got like, I just felt like last year was just kind of like, and we said it from the get-go.
They were wound so tight going in.
It just seemed tight down. Offense, like it just didn't seem right, man. We talked about it most of the year. Remember, or especially early on. Now, when Brady took over, remember me and you were like, wow, the offense kind of looks like they're having fun again. Like Allen looks like he's kind of like he's back. Because early on, even we would say like they scored touchdown. They just wasn't the same, right? It felt flat. Like it felt like, all right, touchdown. It just wasn't what we saw the years before. So I feel like that is going to also be back this year. A lot like just go out there, have fun, man, and get the job done, man. I feel like it's just I don't know, and I'm not saying that's all Diggs, by the way. I'm not saying Diggs.
No, but
made that. I just felt like something was wrong.
Like the entire wide receiving core was wiped out outside of Shakir. We got rid. Our secondary was basically, our safeties are going to be pretty much wiped out. We have all new there. We have new defensive line outside of Ed, and we saw a lot of that stuff go, and we got younger. Hitting Sophia's comment says this giant wide receiver strategy, a new thing. I find it hard to believe this hasn't been done before. It was. If you go back to, as I was talking about the Saints had Marquise Colston and Michael Thomas. Both 6'4" and above that were big, and they ran slants, they ran back shoulder fades, they ran crossers, and they tore it up. The Broncos did it with Peyton Manning when they had Denarius Thomas. So it happens a lot. It's just finding those big athletic receivers that can do this. Scott Blakely with another super chat. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
I know I'm optimistic. However, as a fan over 5 decades, Jay is ominous to start this year. 3 Super Bowls in the next 5 years. Narrative equals dynasty. I like it.
Yeah.
Like Josh just seems like he's just so much mellower and calmer, and like it felt so tight last year going in.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it just was not. I don't know what
I
it
thought
was.
I thought it was a McDermott thing. Maybe it wasn't a McDermott thing. Maybe it was a Dorsey thing. Because since Dorsey's left, Joe Brady just like brought the calmer.
Yeah.
Like he's just calm, cool.
Maybe Dorsey was high strung. I don't know, but I don't think it was. I don't
want to say it was
that,
him.
man.
I love Dorsey. I did.
Yeah.
I really liked him. But like something's different in that room.
It definitely is, man. It definitely is. I don't.
You know, no shoes, long hair. You know, I don't know. Did you see the celebrity softball, the charity softball
No.
thing?
Oh, I saw bits and pieces. Yeah.
Matt Collins was running around with no shoes on.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, yeah. You know what, too, though? Honestly, too, Keon Coleman, his personality, too, right? And Josh Allen also is goofy. Like, they're like them together, like, is already gonna make that like it's gonna lighten the mood of. It's gonna make I can already see that happening. Like, they're gonna. That's gonna be a good connection. They're gonna be good together, man. I really believe that. He's a fun guy. I just hope he the one thing I would say about Keon Coleman, and of course I don't know him personally, but I do hope when he's on the field, he does take it serious. Like he's not all jokes and you know what I mean, goofing around.
Josh's interview, he talked about that. He's like, it's not all just fun and games for him.
Okay,
like, that's his personality. But when he's out on the field, it's strictly business.
That's good. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's where I was going with that. So it's awesome. I'm not saying don't have fun. I just I hope that he gets the playbook down. You know what I mean? Puts the extra work in. Because you'll quickly if you don't, you'll quickly see the bench and you know how that goes. Like you will quickly, especially under McDermott, right? He don't play around with rookies, so hopefully he puts that work, and I believe he will.
I'm just excited for the year. Like I feel like the Bills have a chance to do something different. I feel like we kind of maxed out where our team was going to go last year. Constantly doing it over and over and over and over, bringing the same
running it back,
which I thought was a good idea the first two times. But last year when we ran back one more time, it was just like I just felt like it was, everyone was so tight because they felt like they had to prove it and
prove that they could do it with that team. Yeah,
it just backfired. At the end, I'm excited about having the loose, fun, underrated Bills. Let everyone sleep on us. That's when we did the best.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. We're in last place. Fine. 5 wins, okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I always say we'll see. Okay, all right. We've heard this before. We heard this, by the way, when we were good. Like, you know what I mean? Like when people knew we were good when we had Diggs. Like we've been down this road before. Like, come on. Like for instance, I'm just saying. Last year, going into last season, people were saying we're third, right? 8-win team with Diggs had nothing. We still have the same lineup. So I don't want to hear it. It's so listen. It's just talk, and other fan bases buy into the national media, and you're going to chirp and you guys lost everybody. You got to do. Listen, man. We know our team better than anyone, especially outsiders, right? So don't get caught up in the bullshit of the media and outside fans, other fan bases, because that's what they do. They like to chirp. But at the end of the day, we've won 4 straight AFC East titles for a reason. Yep. Our problem is, and we keep saying it, is getting to a Super Bowl and beating the Kansas City Chiefs. It's not getting into the playoffs. We are a playoff team, Mikey. I still think we're going to be a playoff team this year. That's not the problem. And I wish, if the national media, Mikey, actually said that, they came out and I would respect that more than anything. Hey, listen, the Bills are getting new pieces together, and maybe this it's a question mark, but Allen's still there, McDermott's still, a good head coach, and the defense is still. If they said all that and then said, hey, but I don't know about the playoffs, so they can make a deep run with that, right? I would respect that more than I would say, okay, you know what? I'm good with that.
No one's talking
5 wins is ridiculous.
Yeah, no one's talking about. So Rich Eisen says, don't sleep on the Bills. They're not dead. I understand that they've lost some players, but they're not dead.
Yeah.
Dan Orlovsky says it. Mina Kimes says it.
Mhm.
Those are really the three that I've heard talk about the Bills and like, hey, pump the brakes on the Bills being dead.
Right.
You know,
That's my
pump the brakes
It's
on
crazy.
You know,
It's wild to me,
Sean
man.
McDermott took a duct tape defense last year into the top 10, and and now he's going to get all the guys back that were hurt last year. You
Right.
still have Josh Allen at quarterback. Down the stretch, Diggs didn't do a whole lot,
No.
and we still figured out a way to do it. We focused on James Cook. Now we got a deeper wide receiver room than we had last year.
I feel like we got a better running back room too with Ray Davis. I think he is another like a bright spot. I have guys that I just feel like are gonna blossom this year, man. And he's one of them. I think Claypool is another one that's gonna make this team and blossom. I know Ray Davis is gonna make team, but I'm talking about stand out. I'm talking about be a productive part of the offense. So yeah.
Scott comes in and says Dorsey is high strung. Just ask his computer.
Yeah, I know, right? His tablet. That was great. I love that.
Dorsey is sniffing lines of coffee up in the booth.
You know what? I'm very interested to see what he does in Cleveland. I'm very interested to see because he has
Stefanski's going to call the plays.
Yeah, but it don't matter. He's still the coordinator, so he will get the recognition if that team. He also get if they do bad, he's also going to get the fire Dorsey really quick. I'm Cleveland Browns fan, so I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. It's still going to be interesting to see how that develops in Cleveland. I'm glad he got another chance. I am. I'm interested to see what he does now.
He's a good coach. He's a really good coach. Listen, Brian Daboll got canned from 5 different jobs before he hit.
Right. Exactly. And he was terrible. He was terrible at those jobs, by the way. Awful.
Dorsey wasn't terrible at his job.
Right.
Like, he was handed a Ferrari at 16, brand new driver, just got his driver's license. We're like, here's your Ferrari. He wrecked it. Okay, that happens. You know? So we handed it to the, 18-year-old kid.
The guy that just got his license.
The 18-year-old kid who had his license 16 and wrecked his Ferrari.
Right.
So he's learned a little bit, and he seemed to be able to navigate it, knowing what he messed up already once.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. I like that we have brand new coaches in place. New voices in the room on both sides of the ball. I love that Cromer is they're listening to what he's saying about the linemen. Brady has a lot of experience in that room with him, of former offensive coordinators to help him. And then on the defensive side, we still have McDermott. Who's gonna lead that side of the ball. I know we have our new DC, who everybody on that side of the ball loves. So it's exciting. I haven't been this excited about a season for a few years. I kind of knew we were going to be good every last 4 years. It's nice to I have no idea what this team's potential is.
All right,
it's kind of exciting.
No, 100% is. It's a new look offense for sure, with a new offensive coordinator and new pieces. Like, no doubt. Like, of course, you got some familiar faces returning. Obviously, you got Shakir and Kincaid and Knox. You got a lot of unknowns. You got your rookie and Keon Coleman, which, by the way, when's the last time we talked about, I'm just saying, an early wide receiver coming into Buffalo? It's been forever.
Sammy?
When is the last? Right. That's what I'm saying. For even second round, when? What was Gabe Davis' fourth round, right?
Yeah, Zay
Jones. You're right. What round was he? Not first, right?
Second.
Okay, so that's the last receiver we drafted.
In year one, because we took
in the round 1 or 2. Yeah,
we took Dawkins and Zay both in the second.
You're right. Forgot about Zay. And Zay,
because we traded back from 10 to 28. Took or 10 to 27. We took Trey. The second round, we took Zay, and then we took Dawkins.
Right. So there you go. So it's my point. So here we are.
No one talked about Zay being that type of guy, though. When we
I know.
him.
I agree with you. I wasn't really sold on him from the start, but I will say, to credit Zay Jones, he has turned. I thought he was going to be out of the league, like when he left, but I just didn't think he would be around long. And he's actually done well for himself. He's not like a standout, awesome receiver, but he's a good third receiver on a team. You know what I mean? He'll be on a roster for. He'll work as he'll be a journeyman, but he'll be in the NFL for a little bit. But we haven't, like, my point is, it's 2024, and look, it's been a long time since we actually said, you know what, we're going to have to go this route, because we skipped that route with Stefon Diggs.
Yep.
Right. We said, no, we're not going to go that route. We're going to get the guy that's already, we know a proven guy. So this is it's very interesting. It's very fun. If you're Bills Mafia, it's like, okay, all right, here we go. Right. What can this dude do? So, it's exciting. It definitely is exciting.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. I'm glad you're here and you enjoy the show. It's really your guys' show. Tommy and I are just here to answer your questions. Wanted to hit Sophia's question. It says, kudo to Beans for an incredibly efficient reload refresh of this team. He did it in the one-off season. You know, I'm very excited. Also, he cleaned up our books this 1 year. Next year, we have money again. He cleaned up the books in one season and kept us competitive on paper.
Right.
That's well done from a GM. You know,
No,
really
awesome.
like that. Roy says, I hear our friendly fire safety rap hit Shakir no TA, no pads. This guy's got to calm down. Yeah, rap is
I told you. He's
he's a wild child, man.
That's why he's my question. Like, that's why I think me and Mikey agree, at least on the safety room. He's probably being one of the biggest question marks.
I don't know if Rap's gonna win a job if he keeps macking. Like, he hurt 3 of our guys last year with friendly fire.
He's a little too aggressive.
Yeah, I love he plays one speed all the time. But dude, you gotta can't be.
But he's gonna hurt himself too. You know, that's the problem. He hurt himself last year, I believe, as well. Like, so you can't, like, he has to, like, and maybe that's something that McDermott needs to work with him more. You know what I mean? Because that's McDermott's really specialty, is working with DBs and
smacking dudes and OTAs. No,
right?
Come on,
yeah.
dude.
Not good.
Calm the hell down, brother.
right.
Robert comes in and says, Tommy, Mikey, did you see Patrick Mahomes on the Nick Wright show when Nick asked Patrick which quarterback he watches on TV? Mahomes answered Josh. It was fun seeing the look on Nick's face. I didn't see that.
No,
I need to go find that, because Nick Wright hates on Josh. But Patrick and Josh are friends.
They are. Yeah.
You know, they do stuff in the off season together. They golf and all kinds of stuff. You know?
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me to hear Pat say he watches Josh, because they're friends and they're both really good. Yeah. You know, game recognizes game. I feel like that was a mistake by not adding to Diggs. I don't disagree. Like, that first year after we got Diggs, when we brought in Emmanuel Sanders, I thought that was probably, that 13 seconds when we were close.
Yeah.
I felt like we were really close there. And then Emmanuel retired. And then Cole got old. John Brown was gone. We never brought in more. It was always these gadget guys.
Yeah.
We never went and got another, we just expected Gabe to be the
Blossom.
The Blossom.
Or Blossom. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was bad. By the way, I still will defend Gabe Davis to this day.
I loved Gabe.
I don't think he, for a 4th round draft pick,
he was
right. We're talking about right. So, like, I hate when people are like, oh, guys, 4th round draft pick. Like, I don't know if we expected him to be what he was. Like, if you're going to be real, but I will agree with that as well. That point, because when we got Stefon Diggs, it's kind of like. And we I will blame Bean a little bit for this, and McDermott. It's kind of like they were like, all right, our offense is set. It's good to go for the next and they kind of like moved away from the offense and once again went back to the defensive side of the ball, which has failed us, right? Every postseason, it seems
over and over.
Right, bad and bad free agent signings and bad draft picks that didn't work, and guys that it just and they kept failing and failing, and guys kept getting hurt. Like, it was just like they never got where it's like adding to the offense. Like, adding another piece in the draft, maybe another receiver or getting a better running back. we never really, we kind of play around with the running back room for years too. Like, just like, all right, Devin Singletary, Zach Ma, like we kind of like, I felt like took a pause on the offense. It just like said, hey, Josh is a Superman. Now we got Stefon Diggs.
Yeah,
we're
gonna go do it. Let Josh.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine. Yeah, and it's like the 13 seconds. I agree. That was it, because once Emmanuel Sanders left, who was like the veteran who still had a little juice in the tank. Once that juice ran out, which was last year with us because he retired right after, we never even addressed. We just said, we can. Gabe's gonna be like, you know what I mean, and it just didn't work. It didn't work. It fell flat. And then we messed around with the coordinator position. We gave Ken, not messed around, but we gave Ken the opportunity to take over. And then there's another kind of, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe they should have brought in a veteran offensive coordinator with this offense, but here we are. We're here now. The pass is the pass. And yeah.
Hooked Up Joe's in the house.
Hooked Up Joe, man. What's up, brother?
Joe's in the house.
Appreciate you hopping on, man.
Scott's already, digging into him. Sorry for your 2 losses. That's great. That's great. Friendly banter in the chat. Love that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we can sit here and talk about the mistakes that were made. I like that they're learning from their mistakes.
Yeah, you got it.
Not only did they, give it to Joe Brady, who has experience, like, he was an offensive coordinator, got fired, and has learned. Right. They also surrounded him with former offensive coordinators.
Yeah,
so he has sounding boards. Yep. I will say on the defensive side of the ball, although our new DC is someone who's been with McDermott the entire time, it's his first go at it. So, but we brought in brand new guys who have experience and have new voices and stuff. So I'll be interested to see how the defensive side changes too. I wonder if we're going to just play that zone, or because McDermott got really aggressive last year.
He did. It was great to see finally that we put a little bit more pressure on offenses. Like I was like waiting for that forever. Something Leslie Frazier just did not want to do. Though, by the way, I still think Leslie Frazier's defense was good. It was different. It held
teams.
It
was a top 5 defense.
Absolutely. It just
couldn't get us over the hump.
Right. In bigger games. I think it was the bigger games where our defense just better offenses just figured us out, and we just had no answer on. You know what I mean? Like we got worked. I mean, that's just the truth. So but I agree with that as well. But I also agree you got to have the personnel to do it, right? And I still felt like even though we were aggressive last year, we still really didn't get to the quarterback as much as they wanted, right? Like our sacks are still kind of
we got better.
Pressure rate's good.
I think we were 5th in the league in sacks last year.
Yeah, but I still feel like
playoff time went away.
Yeah,
but we were also hurt.
No, I get that, but you also bringing in a guy like Solomon, for instance. We'll see what happens. Right? We don't know yet, but that's great. Like a guy like that can get to the quarterback. Like we need that. That's what we brought in Von Miller for. Let's be real. Unfortunately, Von Miller got hurt, right? Because he was the guy that could finish it. Right, exactly. So be the finisher when we needed him, and he did it the year he was healthy. If you remember the Kansas City Chiefs game, he closed that out. But yeah, we'll see with the new pieces if he can get a little bit more creative, get some exotic looks and pressure on Mahomes and stuff. Because man, if you don't get to Mahomes, it's a wrap. Or Burrow, it's over. Like they will pick you apart. I don't care who they have at receiver. That's what the good quarterbacks do.
You saw Mahomes do it last year. And, we had, granted, we had AJ Klein trying to chase down Travis Kelce. Over and over.
They were smart. I would have absolutely worked that all day. I would have absolutely. I am shocked though that McDermott. I know, that we we had injuries. It's not all his fault, but I would have liked there if I can go back in time. I'll be honest with you. I would have preferred maybe Saron Neal because Saron Neal would have played a little bit more physical. And Saron Neal is physically like just a better overall. Like he's faster than Klein. Like I think he would have been a little bit more physical. So I think he should have mixed it up going into that game rather than just have like leave Klein like out there just to get toasted, and which is exactly what happened.
Yeah. Roy comes in and says Mahomes is who Rap should be hitting. Here's the thing about Patrick Mahomes. The dude's hard to hit. Like, the dude just finds a way.
He's crafty. He is.
So, like, I hate him for it, but man.
He doesn't look like he's so odd. He's so odd. It's not like Josh when Josh runs. Like, damn, that dude is like, like push it. He's like goofy in a way, Mahomes, but he works. I don't know what it's. He's so. Yeah, you're right. I don't get it, man. It's
hard to hit.
And he's not the fastest. Yeah.
You're
right.
A clean hit on him. He's just
absolutely, yeah,
almost like he's wiry. He just kind of like gummy.
Yeah,
moves around and guys slide off, and it's hard to get a direct hit on the guy. And I hate him for it.
Yeah, it's annoying.
He's really good.
So annoying. It's so annoying.
I think that's the better way to say it. It's annoying. I don't hate him. It's annoying. It's so annoying.
You know what it is? I think you know what it is too. I think you gotta beat him by you got to get pressure up the middle, right? And I felt like that game at Ed Oliver didn't really get pressure up the middle in that game. Like if you put pressure up the middle with Mahomes, that's where you can get some Mahomes, because then Mahomes, when he's going on the outside to escape, that's when your edge collapses on him.
Same with Josh. You have to play Mahomes the same way you play Josh.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
You have to get that up. Don't give him.
If you get up the middle, then you're right. There's nowhere to go. That's where they get in a lot of trouble, those guys.
If you give either one of those guys just the crack, they're gone. They're out the door.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
By the way, Beth, happy birthday tomorrow. Happy early birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. Who's saying bigger? Who's about bigger and slower? Talking about that. Man, he must. I don't know. Are you sure you know the roster, bud? These guys aren't slow. This isn't about? Like a. Yeah, I don't know. Buff saying bigger and slower. Is he talking about the receiver room? I don't know. Maybe he's talking to somebody in the chat. Buff?
I don't know. Oh, CJ Stroud maybe has a tougher schedule. No. Listen, I love what the Texans have done, but let's slow the roll on the Texans' anointment. They just like they did with Jacksonville that one year. And then last year they came back down to earth. The Texans needed a big time catch down the stretch just to get in, like an miracle catch just to get into the playoffs. Yes, they did something, and then they got routed in the playoffs.
Oh man, that was bad.
Let's slow the roll on the Texans' anointment.
I think I think they're good. I think they're trending in the right direction for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But quarterbacks going their second year is where you'll see a lot, because now teams' defenses have more film on them. So if he's the real deal, you'll know it next season. I think he is. I do. I think he's a really good quarterback. He's gifted. I think they have a lot of weapons over there for him to work with. I like their coach, by the way. I think the players.
Yeah. Miko.
Yeah, and the players rally around him. Like, I love coaches like that. Like, players rally around. Like the coach for the Lions coach. Like, I love that, man. And I feel like McDermott's that too. Like, I feel like our credit to our player, even though we're not big on McDermott. Who are we? We don't play for the Buffalo Bills, right? We only talk about the Bills. So the players rally behind them and love them. Then that's all that matters.
Tommy, this one's for you.
Thank you. Yeah, if it's Beth's birthday, now if you love your chat, sing
happy birthday. He's waiting.
You want me to sing happy birthday, huh?
Okay. Happy birthday, Beth.
All right, happy birthday.
But that's not what you get out of me. I don't sing. Yeah. I definitely sing on camera for video for you guys to clip and put out on Twitter. Ain't happening.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Nice try. Yeah. What about Diggs not showing up to the OTAs in Houston? What's your thoughts?
He didn't show up to OTAs here. No, absolutely. And it shouldn't surprise anybody, in Houston. If you're a football fan, you should, and you follow Diggs' career. This is what he does. It doesn't mean anything, though. It does. Like, I'll say it, and I'll say it again. Like, Diggs is going to give you his all on the field, no doubt. Like, for as much as I think he wasn't, he didn't love Buffalo last year and a half. His heart wasn't with the Bills. I still think he, when game day hit, he still brung his effort. Like, I never, I won't take that away from him. I still think he gave it his all out there. I just didn't think the passion for the team wasn't there, if that makes any sense. So if we lost, I don't think he took that to heart like Josh Allen would, or, you know what I mean? Like, it was just a paycheck,
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I felt. So Texans fans should kind of feel the same way. Cause one, if I'm a Texas fan, I'm saying, hey, he's only here 1 year. Like, he ain't coming back. Like, you got to be real. If you're a Texas fan, you got to go, hey, he's here. He's like a Terrell Owens for the Bills, right?
He's a 1 year rental.
He's here 1 year. Let's see what we can get out of him. Maybe we get something, and we know he's gone after that. And that's what he is.
He's going to be in Dallas next year with his brother.
I think so too. Yeah. And Jerry Jones is going to do everything he can.
Yep.
And he's going to give him a nice little check. Yep.
And
it is what it is. Good for him.
Robert comes in and says the Bills also have a new defensive line coach, which is exciting. I do like that. They have like new everything on the defensive side of the ball, all new position coaches. I love that. Let's get some new voices in there and figure it out. I'm okay with that. I'm also excited some of our old coaches have gone on to get jobs elsewhere. Like, I love that Leslie Frazier has a job. I like the guy.
Yeah.
Where's
it? The Rams, right? Or am I wrong there?
Rams. Yeah,
Rams. Okay.
Yeah. Who was it? Our defensive line coach went to the Bears and became the DC there.
Mm-hmm.
Dorsey went to
Cleveland.
Cleveland is the OC there. So, you see some of these guys go off and get other jobs, which I'm good with. Jordan Poyer came back for the celebrity softball tournament.
That was awesome, man.
He got his farewell from the Mafia, which I loved.
Yeah.
He went to the rival, and I'll give you just a second. He went to the rival, and we'll let him go to the rival. Listen, it's his hometown. He wanted to play with the Dolphins. He wants to be at home. I'm all for it. Whatever, it happens. I will never not root for that guy to succeed unless he's playing the Bills. Jordan Poyer deserves the love that he got at the charity softball.
Absolutely. I'm not one of those fans like, oh, fuck you love to fucking listen, man, this guy gave his all to this team. He did a lot of charity. He was a good teammate. Like, there's certain guys that leave this organization throughout. I'm talking about since I've been watching since '89. Some guys I'm like, fuck, I don't fucking like that guy. Get the fuck out. Like, I won't even, care what you do when you leave here. And some guys I'm like, man, it sucks that guy's leaving. I always respect that dude. And he's one of them, no doubt about it. Devin Singletary, he's another guy. And I'm sure there's other, Eric Moulds when he left shortly when he went to Houston, which was the end of his career. But Bruce Smith, like, there's certain guys you have to, you can't just be like, oh, you left. Even Thurman Thomas, guys, went to the fucking Dolphins. Okay. Terrible. But no, come on. It's fucking Thurman Thomas. He went, he gave everything he had here. So you can't be like that as a fan.
Really gave everything he had. The dude drove to KC with a punctured lung to play.
Right. I forgot about that.
You can't hate on the dude. Like, he physically gave everything he had to the Bills.
Yeah, and we cut him.
Yes, and we cut him. It's not like he asked to be.
He demanded, right.
Scott, we did read your super chat. We just both agreed that we're not singing on camera. But we love Beth. And happy birthday, Beth. It happened, brother.
Oh, my
it would
God.
take a whole lot more than... I'm not sure there is enough money to get me to sing on camera.
That'd be a tough one.
My forte. Hooked Up Joe. And it didn't... some Dolphins fans had a problem with, Poyer saying that Allen was the best quarterback in the NFL. You have to remember, Poyer and Allen are super close. You know, Poyer watched Allen grow, and he's said it the entire time that Josh is just that guy. And the fact that he left and still says it tells me that it just wasn't, he truly felt it. It wasn't just teammate speak.
I mean, he played with them for years. It'd be like, I don't know, Gronkowski going somewhere else or whatever, and going, oh, Tom, this guy, like obviously, they played with. He was on the same team for years since 2017, and Josh Allen is probably one of the best quarterbacks. Like, he's not lying. It's not like he's talking about Mitch Trubisky. No offense, Mitch Trubisky, but you know what I mean? Like, stop it already. You can't get mad at that. Fans are so funny to me. Like how they get so like offended by the stupid, small, dumb things like that. Like, that is so petty. Yeah. By the way, Antonio Brown is bankrupt. I saw that. I want to throw that nugget out there. Good.
Going past Antonio Brown, I don't want anything to do with that guy.
You might show. Yeah, I hope he watches. He might say something.
Whatever. If he's watching me, there's a bigger problem.
That'd be so funny, dude. Yeah.
A lot of respect for Poyer. I hope he comes back and retires a Bill. I do too. And I feel that there's still the love there. Like with him coming up to the charity game and seeing how he was with all the guys, there's still so much love there. I can't see him not being part of the legends once he retires.
Yeah.
The next version of the of the Kellys and the Reeds and the Molds and the DeKale Spikes and all those guys that come back all the time, Stevie Johnson's. I think Poyer is going to be one of those guys that gets one of those legend contracts and is going to be a Bills legend forever.
Yeah,
he was great. Diggs is dead to me. Okay, Diggs, I don't have a problem with Diggs. Diggs was fantastic here for 4 years. Good luck to you. You wanted out. We let you out. Good luck to you, brother. You had a good year.
You think Tim Settle's gonna make an appearance this year on the show?
Right? He did hate you.
Dude, I still think that was him. I still think that was him, which is crazy.
Off the stream, Curtis. Yeah. Curtis, we said hello. Love Curdy.
Yeah, he's my buddy, man.
Yeah. Let's see. That'd be like TB12 coming here to play backup to Josh. I don't know what would be. When he retires, yeah, I do think all those guys. I think Trey, I think Poyer, I think Hyde. I think all those guys will be welcome back. Will have the chance to, retire a Bill if they want to and be legends for the Bills. Because all those guys helped that turnaround. They were all key to that. They sparked the end of that 17-year drought. Like, they were all part of it.
Yeah.
They were a bigger part of it than the offense was.
Absolutely. They were the key. They were the start to something special, man. Like, they were the and those were guys, like, I had to, going back in time, like when we signed like Poyer and Hyde, I'll be honest with you. I'm like, I was like, whatever. Like, I mean, they weren't, they weren't right. They weren't, I'm thinking this isn't a great start.
Like, I didn't know who Jordan Poyer was when we signed him.
I knew Mike Hyde. Yeah.
I didn't know Poyer.
I didn't know Poyer either. I had to do my research. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Right. This guy.
He was a corner.
I know. So I had I'll be honest with you. Like, I had zero expectation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, is this guy even going to make the team? So, to do what he did and become a safety and one of the best to do it. You're right. That group that started right there. Like, that was McDermott's first year. Those were the guys that he brung in. And they were kind of like proof. Like, in a way, there were question marks. Nobody knew about them or that they were going to become one of the best safety duo in the NFL, which they were.
And it wasn't it was with Trey as well, because Trey.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
like, they became exactly secondaries. They put undrafted guys out there and they made it work.
Yeah, to those three guys. And you know what? Too, what probably helped them too. I'll be honest with you. Like, we did have some veterans still. Kyle Williams on that team. So like some of the old guys that were still around, Jerry Hughes. Shout out to Jerry Hughes for a lot of Bills Mafia was tough on him. Jerry Hughes was a good player, man. He gave it his all here. As another player, I
love Jerry.
Yeah,
I got frustrated with him at times, but I didn't lose the respect for what he brought.
But he was also getting older at that point. You know what I mean? Like towards the tail end.
He went to Houston and tore it up.
He did. I think he wanted to. I think that was more of a. I'm going to show. You know what I mean? Because I don't think he did as good last year, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? He didn't have that kind of year.
No, because they had two new. He was backup.
That's what I'm saying. Like he right. His age.
3 overall pick, and then they had Greenyard, who were the two starters, and then he rotated in.
Yeah, but he was a solid player, man. For a long, he gave everything. He gave everything he had here, with the criticism, by the way, because he received a ton of criticism by Bills Mafia while he was here.
Whaley was the GM. It was McDermott who was. Whaley came out and said that McDermott kind of pulled the trigger on all of that. He did the administration portion of it, but McDermott picked all the players.
Right.
In the draft, McDermott listened to all of the. It was a group. McDermott had final say on everything that year.
Right. And then and then Whaley got canned literally right after the draft. So
they brought in Bean.
That was all in the works. I just think they kept him around because they probably couldn't get the deal done with Bean right away. And who knows? They probably just felt more comfortable just doing it like that. But Whaley didn't really have his hands on the free agents and the draft. He was just there.
Yeah. Well, like you said, they ran the room. They did the work. They provided. He did his job but McDermott had all the final say on everything. But as Scott comes in and says, McDermott going back to Carolina, he's a master. That's not just safeties; it's corners too. Like McDermott's a master of getting the best out of his secondary. Like that's what he gets the most out of is his secondary, which is so odd to why Kyrie Elam can't get on the field. He has so much talent, and McDermott hasn't been able to crack the code with him yet.
And he has to, because if he doesn't, that is another area I would say is concerning going into the season. Because Benford's just, I like him, and man, I think he's gotten better every season so far. But he can't stay healthy. Like he can't give a full season. He's banged. He gets banged up very easily.
You know who else did that the first couple of years? Sharon Johnson. And then in year 3, you saw a change in him.
Yeah, we'll see. I agree, but
he reminds me very much of the Tron growth pattern. Benford.
Yeah,
because Tron was fantastic, but the knock on Tron was he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, and he's been pretty good since.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if Kyrie doesn't work out, we're kind of like back to this. Who's filling in when a guy gets goes down? And I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like we're
it's gotta be Kyrie. We're not deep. We're not deep at corner.
That's what I'm saying. We're not right. So it's like that's my point. Like he has to. I really hope he takes a step forward. Like he has to for this team. Or we're gonna. I don't know. Like I don't know at that point.
Listen,
guys better stay healthy.
Yeah, I loved Floyd Cole. I did, but he disappeared down the stretch for us.
He did. I think he showed
earlier. He just disappeared down the stretch. I think Floyd will succeed in San Francisco because he doesn't have to be
guy.
That guy, one of the elite. Because he's playing off of Bosa and all those guys. Like there's that defensive line is just disgustingly good. So he just has to be one of the guys rather than the guy.
Right.
For us, he had to fill in for Vaughn. He was the sack guy for us. Come off the edge. Because Vaughn wasn't.
I feel like he wore out though. Like he started that's why down the stretch. Kind of like Duke Johnson, who retired, by the way. I believe he retired.
Duke did.
Yeah, you could see that's why it is what it is. You get not every player that as they get older, still can be like a Frank Gore and just still kind of play at a pretty high level. Like some guys start to show their age, and I feel like that's what happened to Floyd and Mikey down the stretch. Floyd started to just kind of show the wear of playing football at his age.
Going back.
Oh, Ingram, yeah, everybody.
With the practice squad guy. I mean, I like
about Ingram.
That's like saying we got Lewis. Like we tried to play Cam Lewis and it didn't work out. So
right,
okay. Like I have a feeling we're going to dip back into the CB room next year.
We have to
draft.
I think we have to.
Like,
look at Detroit. Detroit went back to back.
Yeah,
because they have to. They had to. They can't. You can't keep playing around like with position, like with areas on your team that you're weak at, or you don't have a lot of depth. Like or it'll catch up to you. You know what I mean? Like kind of like our receiver room. like keep playing around.
Yeah,
you're gonna wind up having nothing and get desperate. Or our linebacker room. You know what I mean? Keep messing around. Before you know it, you have nothing. Last year, I will say this. It worked out almost if we didn't have all those injuries because for as much as I didn't like, what was his name, Mikey? Dotson. For as much as I didn't like Dotson, I felt like he played better at that role when he had to come in as depth for injuries. I also felt like McDermott knew how to use him the right way, right?
Yeah, McDermott tried to use him like Milano. He changed the roles.
Yeah, he took him out on passing downs. He played him very smart the way, you know what I mean? He uses his strengths and weaknesses to make him a good player while he was filling in. But he's not a starting linebacker, but he was a good depth piece. But then he goes down, then we're screwed.
He will be this year for Seattle.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck, Seattle.
Well, it depends on what kind of defense they're playing. If they're playing the old school in the box, and his job is to be the middle linebacker and come down,
then it'll work out.
It'll be great.
It'll be fine.
If they want him to cover, good luck.
Right. Yeah. Not good. Not good.
He was a good tackler, and he really good at run support. Ain't great in the pass game. So we'll see how they decide to play that. And to hit Scott, Elam be our CB2 next year. It's coming slow, but it's coming. I thought Elam was good last year.
Yeah, he won't be number 2.
He struggled early in that first game, but then he made the pick. But then he was fine the rest of the game, And he didn't get a ton of run last year, but I thought he was fine. He's been fine when he's been given opportunities out there. He's made some mistakes, but he's also made plays.
And I know he was kind of banged up a little bit too. Remember they wanted to put but he still is one of those. It's like a hot cold player, right? He doesn't really. He's an odd player. Like he just needs to find. He needs to find his way. Plain and simple. This is the year. This is it.
Play to find his way though. At the same time as well.
I get, but he ain't the number 2. You can't take it away from him.
Not this year.
Yeah.
They're saying they think he's going to be that number 3, be that guy that Dane Jackson was last year. When someone
that I could see, sure, that I could see.
And then when the other DB, I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Douglas.
Yeah, when Rasul's contract expires, Elam they feel is going to
step in at number 2, Benford at 1. Yeah, I could see. I could listen, and I hope that works out because I like Kyer Elam. I like his physical. Like he's a physical corner. I like that about him. Yeah, he has speed. Like he says the right things. But he has to put it all together. Like he hasn't. I still feel like he's trying to find his way. And maybe this offseason he's healthy now. Mm-hmm. He can get more one-on-one with McDermott and the DB coach to kind of figure out the new DB. You're right, the new DB coach, right? And maybe it will all come together. That's what it has to happen.
Don't forget, we also hired an official.
Love that move. Oh, dude.
Maybe he
Flag City.
Maybe he spent some time with Elam about technique over there and saying what would be called a foul, what won't be called a foul.
A lot of yellow flags going to be
this training camp
in practice. Yeah.
Yep.
Holy shit!
They had someone else in that role last year, but they didn't say who it was, so I'm guessing it wasn't a real ref.
Yeah, probably not.
Their tour. Who'd we get? I can't remember. you remember who it was?
What?
From ESPN. What ref it was? I know he was the ESPN guy.
Who?
The ref that we just.
Oh,
Can't
God, I said his name last week.
think of his name off the top of my head. Oh well, not a big deal.
One of the better. Yeah,
not a big deal. Either way, having him out there is going to be, because it's not just, they talked a little bit about it on, they talked a little bit about it with McDermott, and McDermott talked about, he's not just a Sunday guy. He's going to have a lot of things going on during the week. So Perry, thank you. John Perry.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Thank you, Roy. Yep. Roy was on it. Johnny on spot.
John Perry.
Yep. Johnny on spot got it for us.
Appreciate it, Roy.
In my opinion, Elam make the 53. Who else got? Elam's gonna make the 53. I think Elam's gonna be CB3. That's what they like. There's nobody behind them.
I'd be surprised. Yeah, I'd be
unless
surprised.
They bring somebody in before training camp. There is 0 people behind him.
I can't see it. I can't. We don't really have an option. I mean, unless somebody is really surprises in camp, like just outplays him. It's the only way I can see it, and they're still not going to cut him. They'd have to I still would think he would make the team, or they'd trade him if a guy came in and just outright played better than Elam in camp. That would be, man. I mean, I guess it could happen, Mikey, but that'd be brutal.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
They even went out and got him a new secondaries coach, coach, to help him grow. Like they're investing in him because they feel confident about what he can bring.
Right.
Because they not only did they get rid of our old corners coach, but as a corners coach who's been with McDermott since Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how this plays out.
Yep.
I don't, and they're talking about yes, and I agree with Scott. I think we're going to play more press. We don't play that soft zone. That's not Elam's game. Soft zone coverage is not Elam's game at all. So it'll be interesting.
No, definitely not.
Isabella, I have a feeling he's going to be a practice squad guy if he even makes the practice squad, because there's a lot of dudes that are up for the practice squad. Shorters and Shavers are both guys that they're high on, that are young, that could take the practice squad spots.
Right.
So
if even. No, that's it, man. It's been a fun show, man. Once again, man, the chat really makes it go. Listen, we'll be honest. We don't have shit written down. We just come on here and pretty much blab on and wait for you guys to bring up a subject, and then we just kind of a topic. Yeah, we just roll off the chat. So, this is just bar talk. Like us two guys just sitting around and people chiming in. So we appreciate you guys, because without you guys, obviously, me and Mikey would just be like, just talking whatever. I have no idea.
This is like the dead time of the year too.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot to talk about.
I just make up titles,
Yeah, what was the title of this one?
Actually, I did talk about it in the beginning. The title was like offense something. It was like,
I like this one.
It was a good title. It was a good title, though. Oh, bigger, faster, stronger. The revamped Bills offense. Yeah.
Okay. I think McJoke's going to be a lame duck this season. Listen, I think Tommy's right. As much as I would love to see us get a new head coach, he's going to be here to open the stadium.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he will be.
He's got to be here to open the stadium.
He is going to be running out of that fucking tunnel. 2026, whether you like it or you don't. And look, if we wind up winning a Super Bowl before then, I will take everything back that I said about that dude. And it's not all bad. I still say, trust me, I'm sure, Mikey, people are going to come back and be like, "Oh, you're an idiot. See, McDermott got us a Super Bowl." And that's fine. I'll eat crow.
I'll eat it all day long, and I'll happily eat it. You know why? Because that means we have a Super Bowl.
Exactly. So I don't even care. But I still stand by what I say. I think he's a good coach. I think he's a playoff type coach. I think he hits a wall in the playoffs and he can't figure it out. And we're like going through these motions of now year 8. And then it's going to be year 9 and 10 if he doesn't. Like, when is enough? And I just feel like the ownership is scared to make a change because they feel like Bills Mafia feels, or at least a lot of Bills Mafia, where if we make the change, then right? Drought years. It's like, and I don't feel that would happen. So, but we'll see. We'll see.
Only dead to me is Diggs. Okay, Scott. Last one for you, Tommy.
Yeah.
How long does Cody keep the title?
I hate that guy.
I know you do. That's why
I can't stand.
And you want to know
that guy.
the best part about him hating him is he's going to have it all the way to WrestleMania next year.
Of course. I just don't. I don't buy it.
You don't like the good guy. You don't like the good guy.
He's too good. He's too cheesy. He's just too, even look, John Cena, fine. He was a good guy, but at least he he was different, as a good guy. I don't know.
Watch yourself on the Sacramento Kings slander.
What is this thing? We were going to be the second. Oh, yeah.
Does not endorse any Sacramento Kings slander. Oh God! When Kobe Bryant's or Mike Baby's nose fouled Kobe Bryant's elbow. Yeah, it is what it is.
There's been a lot. That's why I always bring that up. There's been a lot of coaches throughout sports that just fail.
Couldn't get over the hump in Philly.
Yeah.
He got there a bunch, just couldn't get over the hump. He had to go to another team and figure it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Cody Rhodes, Tommy's American Nightmare.
He sure is. Sure is.
All right, we'll end it on that note.
We will end it there. By the way, this week, Sean filled in for Big Cuz. So guys, shout real quick. Send your thoughts and prayers to Big Cuz because he's back home, but he's still going through some stuff. So just kind of thoughts and prayers go out to him. But Sean will be filling in for him moving forward until.
They did well together.
I thought they really did well together. So if you guys didn't watch that show, go back and watch it when you have time. And I believe they will be going live again this coming up Wednesday at 10 p.m. So tune in.
Tommy doesn't like good guys all the way. His names are
love the villains. Love the villains.
He's an NWO guy. He loves the bad guy.
Absolutely, they're the best.
So
all right, guys. So we're out of here. Bills Mafia, we love you, and as always,
go Bills.
Go Bills. We're out of here. Peace.
And look at it go! He could go all the way! Touchdown! Touchdown!
Okay.
Come on.